What is good, y'all? Welcome back to Boothside Sports. We have the man Brian Grant with us, offensive lineman for the University of Tennessee, on the show right now. What's going on, Brian?
Nothing much. What's up with y'all?
We're chilling, man. If you want to start off by just telling us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, why you chose the University of Tennessee to continue your academic and athletic career.
Well, originally from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. So, for those that don't know where it is, it's about 25 minutes west of Destin.
Yeah.
And recruiting kind of recruiting's kind of been a little bit weird for me when I
Mm-hmm.
first started. So, not sure how many people actually know the story of my recruiting, but originally I was a basketball player for most of my sports career.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up trying out football junior year in high school. Played defensive line, and then that following summer started getting offers to play offensive line. So played that my senior year.
And so, yeah, what was it like transitioning to the sport like super late on? Like, had you played football before your junior year, or was that your first
Nope.
time playing tackle?
That was my first time ever playing football.
Yeah, so you're more of a basketball guy growing
Yeah,
up. That's
yeah.
dope. Why the switch? You just felt like you liked it more, or
I'd always wanted to try football.
yeah. I saw I figured something was up because I saw like you're a D1 SEC lineman, but your visits you went to Florida State, you went to the Clemson camp, and you went to think UCF offered you. So I was like this type of guy should have like way more end of the line visits. But I guess you started late. But
Yeah, it was kind of like on a whim sort of thing where it was like I was kind of focusing more so on my basketball at that point. And I was
mm,
just like, yeah, something to keep busy during the off season. So I was like,
yeah,
and my friends play it too. So
yeah. Yeah, so what was recruiting like? You went to you had an unofficial visit to Florida State, didn't you? And then
yeah, I've
so
been going to Florida State for basketball camps for as
yeah,
long as I've been in high school.
yeah. And so like, do you have like any like funny recruitment stories or like what was because you were in Clemson camp in 21 and that was when they were a really highly touted program too. So you got anything got any cool tidbits or
Well, the funniest one is probably where uh, I got offered when I went to the FSU camp.
okay? So what happened
So
there?
he offered me in a bar
Okay, and you're not
because
21 yet either, so
no, but it was like shut down and all that. There wasn't
yeah.
like anybody in there. It was just a place where the coach could go and actually talk to kids.
Yeah, yeah. That's really cool.
That was a little bit more secluded than his office. That was about
Yeah,
3 times farther away.
yeah.
Was it something like he was trying to get you in more of a comfortable place? Try and get you to say yes or something like that? Like, let's do it in a bar.
I think it was more so just getting out of the public, somewhere
Yeah,
more
Yeah.
like private,
yeah,
I guess.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
But it's still kind of funny.
yeah, that's
offered
dope.
at a bar. Yeah. All right. So you've played with, or you've been kind of in the locker room these last couple years with Joe, with Nico this year,
Yeah,
with Hendon, right? And so
yeah.
we were wondering just like um not really their play styles, but like mentality wise, like the differences, the comps, like how is it just being in that locker room with the three of them, seeing how they play, or just like any thoughts you have on that?
Yeah, you don't have to tell us who's better, but
Yeah,
like
just
what's distinctive. We're not gonna make you speak out. They're
yeah,
probably all three your guys, but like if one's the
Yeah.
leader, one's the guy with all the moxie, and the other's the guy that's the 2 minute guy. What sets each of them apart?
Well, Hendon was definitely was more calm and collected. He was
Yeah,
a lot quieter.
yeah.
He didn't really speak up unless he really had to.
Mm-hmm.
Joe was definitely a bit more out there. He was a bit more energetic.
Yeah.
You'd see Joe jumping up and down the sidelines, yelling his butt off in the
Yeah.
middle of practice.
Mm-hmm. And what about Nico?
Nico, he's a great guy. He's very calm and collected, but
Yeah.
definitely has energetic moments as well. He's kind of a
Yeah.
little bit of a mix of Hendon and Joe.
He's a mix of them both. I like that. How's
Yeah,
he looking right now in practice?
looking really good, man.
That's
It was
nice.
yeah,
That's
awesome
nice.
seeing him. it's just awesome seeing him from when he first got here to the bowl game, and he
Yeah,
just you could tell he didn't really know what he was doing that first game he got thrown in,
yeah,
or like during practices.
hmm
But that bowl game he just took over.
yeah,
I
and
mean, we're looking for a playoff
yeah,
spot this year, so
yeah. It's
we ain't gonna
he's
need those
that's good,
takeovers.
man. We're happy to hear that. That was we put on our Instagram, right? We're like DM us questions. That's the most DM question we got was like, we need to know about Nico. A lot of people.
Had a feeling.
Yeah, yeah. People love that guy. But
I
going
mean, he's a
back
great
to
guy, so it makes sense
yeah,
why.
yeah. He's. I'm so excited to have him part of our ball culture. And you talk about like go back to 2022. That was your freshman year, right? And
Yes.
so your freshman year to be a part of the program when we had those big wins like Alabama. What was that like?
Bruh, at Alabama game was something
Yeah.
else. I this story is pretty funny. So I had accidentally forgot my phone in my pocket. So everybody's running around and jumping. My phone falls out of my pocket. Thankfully, one of our fans picks it up.
Yeah.
So they were over at the RV. So thankfully, I was able to get my phone
Yeah.
back.
And so like you're going into you're going into a locker room before that game. What was the environment like? Was it like it was confident? Like what was the energy like going out to play
Everybody
October
was
15th?
locked in. Everybody was
Yeah.
ready. You could
Hmm.
tell they were ready. They were wanting to win that game.
Yeah. And do you still like relive moments like that, like the game being on sideline for the game winning field goal and like running onto the field, or you have other big moments?
That one's probably the biggest one. One of the
Biggest one?
best moments I've ever had is the first time I ran through that tee.
Yeah.
It's just an unreal experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a great game like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting here going like Hyatt's got his third, his fourth, his fifth, and we're like, it's going crazy. But I can't imagine what it's like being like just a player on that field, being like, this is my
Hmm.
team, like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Hmm. And so you talk about Jalen Hyatt too. I saw on your Instagram, you don't post like a lot, but you had two dedicated posts to Jalen and him winning the Blinkoff Award for being the best receiver. So what was that like being like teammates with Jalen?
That man 100% deserved it.
Yeah.
Every day, just coming to
Hmm.
work, busting his ass.
Yeah.
It was just amazing seeing him succeed like that,
Yeah.
and
It was
knowing that
so.
he did everything to deserve it.
Yeah, and you talk about a guy super speedster. He's kind of doing his thing. I don't know if you keep up with him in New York right now, but
I've seen plenty of the clips.
yeah
He's taking
he's
care of business up
yeah.
there.
If they find someone to get him the ball the right way, hopefully Malik helps him stretch the field out and he can go vertical while Malik takes the middle there. But yeah, so you've been around a lot of star-studded guys, Jalen, Hendon, James Pierce, too. So what's it like being around all that star power? Like, are you taking things from them? Are they pushing you? Practice must be tough, brutal every single day, going up against like the best of the
Yeah,
best.
I mean, we're teammates, we're brothers. We're trying
Yeah,
to make everybody. The more they can push me, the more I can push
yeah.
back,
All
and vice
right.
versa.
Yeah, yeah,
It's that old saying, iron sharpens iron, but it's such a true saying, especially
yeah,
when you got guys that will pretty much do almost anything for each other.
yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Um. All right. So,
You you got
j-
one, or you want to
no,
play
I
the
just
games?
I just have a little bit of a just a little off topic, but a little bit of a funnier question. You played the new college football game yet?
Nah, I haven't.
Really?
Are you opted in?
Yeah, I did opt in. I did end up
Okay.
opting in.
So you got, if you don't mind me asking, you got to talk about this if you don't want to. But so we were doing research on it. So it's like a bare, like you got like $600 in the game for free, or like what goes on there?
Okay, so the contract was if you opted in, you got $600,
Yeah.
but if you actually got put in the game, you were sent a copy.
Oh, so you
Oh.
didn't get sent a copy.
I did get sent a copy, but I just
Okay.
haven't. I just
You
haven't
haven't opened
gotten
it up
around
yet?
to it yet. Yeah, haven't gotten around to it
Bro,
yet.
we
I'm
got an
not.
Xbox, man. You can come down here if you want to play. We're not far from you, you know.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not really a heavy gamer, man.
Oh, okay. You gotta respect. You gotta stay on the grind. I
For
respect
sure.
that. I respect that. So what was that feeling like? You know, you haven't played it yet, but like it's obviously a very big moment for you in your career. You're gonna be able to tell your kids that you were in the first EA game.
Yeah,
So how'd that feel?
it's definitely cool seeing yourself in those sort of situations.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to describe what it makes you feel, but you definitely do feel sort of pride.
yeah, yeah. Is there been a lot of talk about it at practice, or are you guys just not really paying attention to it, sticking to football right now?
It's more so just guys seeing the stats and just being like
I should
having
be
Okay.
like the
higher.
side
So
eye on it. Like
what's the funniest one you've got so far? Who's one that you remember that they think like at practice they should be higher?
it's more so just guys talking
Or
about.
yeah,
It was more so just guys talking about like playing and like picking certain guys and seeing what happens.
yeah, yeah. Have you? I don't know if you're like super like heavy on social media, but Colorado's O line, they're like really bad in the game, and so there's like clips. There's clips of them getting called out at practice for it. Like Deion Sanders Jr. runs their social media, so he's like, man, you guys are blocking just like in the game right now. Like, what are we doing? But
Dude.
it's hilarious. But
Oh my
I
goodness!
don't
If
know
I
if
was a
you've
coach, I'd do that too. I'm gonna be 100%. If I was a coach, I'd so do that as
yeah,
well.
it's yeah, yeah.
What is this? I saw
But
this clip
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, dude, they're doing the same thing in the game. But it's obviously a super big moment for you. Let us know what happens. When you play it, you got like you can do it to where you can lateral yourself the ball, so you could get yourself a touchdown too or something. Get your lineman
I bet
doing.
they have like a little like those fake lineman plays that they
Yeah,
run like.
yeah, yeah. Did you play any other positions? Did you play D line and O line in high school? Right? Did you ever
uh,
switch out, play tight
high
end,
school.
or
No, in high school, I started out my junior year. I actually started out as a defensive lineman. I was a
yeah?
defensive end, and then senior year is when I actually switched to offensive line.
So you get any touchdowns or what happened there?
Nah, unfortunately not.
It's all good, man. When you play at a high program like you do, you gotta do what you gotta do to win. Did you have
Yeah,
what was your success like in high school? Did you guys win district or?
nah, unfortunately not.
Ooh,
But it's just we were a small 5A school.
yeah.
Like and the big name in our town was Niceville.
Mhm.
The amount is it was it was a little crazy because Niceville was constantly getting caught with recruiting.
So
That's why they're the big.
yeah, and so I don't want to keep pestering you with questions, but we talk
All
about
good,
you play.
man.
You talk about you playing offensive line, right? And you look at what Josh Heupel did in Missouri when he was there, and then what he's doing now with us here, and how that offense is super high tempo, and you're just running up and down constantly. So, what was the main difference from being in high school to going into probably the toughest place to play O line in the country?
Absolutely, just the pace of everything. Like our high in high school, like we had a risk coach. You
Yeah.
ain't got that here. You got to know that crap, or you are screwed.
hmm And
You
so,
can't look down at your wrist and figure out, oh,
yeah.
it's like two leg, and then and you find it on there, and then that's the play.
Yeah.
Like
So that's
nah,
not.
you.
So the guys that you're looking over on the sideline, there's specific colors, right? So you're looking at your guy to see what
You
the
mean
play
Alvin and
is.
the Chipmunks?
Yeah.
Yes,
yes.
that's what we
Yes.
call them.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys call him that too?
Is that just like a general
It's a
nickname?
running joke in the locker room.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. We saw that. We were at that game when that TikTok went viral. So that's so how what's you're talking about pace, but just more than that, are you finding yourself having to be like, are you super tired when you come out of drives like in practice, or like is your body just so ready like that you're just like you're there now?
Yes, but there is a point to it. Like practice, we try to go as fast as we do in games, so we're
Yeah.
used to it.
Yeah,
Like if you don't practice it, you're not going to be able to play that
yeah,
way.
I get what you're
And
saying.
when it comes to the game, you get so used to that fast pace,
Hmm.
it almost becomes second nature in the game. Really,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It is University of Tennessee is the toughest place ever to play line, man. So it's a ton of respect to you guys, what you guys do out there. But
just thankfully we don't have to memorize signals.
yeah, you guys and talking about that offense too. Last year you guys had Jabari Small, Jalen Wright,
And Dylan
and
Simpson.
Dylan Sampson. So you want to ask him about that one,
No,
but
so I mean, just like in terms of having that 3 point of attack, like on the line, like my question, it's a little more specific. Is it like, do you have to learn how the running back's going to run, and or is it more just like general the blocking scheme that you're doing? It should um I don't know how to explain this, but it's like I don't know if you
It
catch what
should
I'm
work
trying.
itself out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like I know
So
each running back has like they have like different kind of things, and having three great running backs like we did have, like it helped us a lot.
I mean, it kind of depends on the play. So a lot of the times, the way a play is designed, it usually makes it easiest for them,
Hmm.
mm-hmm,
and for a lot of the times, they're kind of just finding a way through it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, are you finding that if a certain running back comes in, like, are you just like like they bring that new energy, like they're like, all right, yeah, let's juice up, or like, if there is there one running back that comes to mind where like you knew if he was coming in the game and you got on the ball, something really good was gonna happen?
From personal experience, you
Yeah,
don't really notice who's in. You're looking forward the most of the time and worried about the defensive
yeah,
line, linebackers.
that's fair. That's
You're
fair.
if they switch, it's pretty often that sometimes we won't even notice that they switched.
So speaking of you looking at the line, are you lining up against James Pierce a lot in practice, or is it like a rotation thing, or?
There's a rotation.
Yeah. So have you ever lined up with him before? Like lined up against him?
Yes,
And
yes, I have.
and you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but like what's it like lining up against, he's in projections, he's projected to go top 5 this year. So
I
he's a
mean, he's definitely a great player.
yeah. This is
If you're
just
not if you're not ready for it, he can still pack a punch.
yeah. But you talked about how iron sharpens iron, but is there anything particular that sets James apart from the rest of that D line, or like the energy he brings or the leadership that he brings to that defense? I know you're on the offensive side of the ball, but what's one thing like you've really picked up from James?
uh, Not really sure, honestly.
It's all good, bro. We're trying to get as much as we can out of you. So
All
let us
good.
know if we're prying you too much or anything. But
You good, man?
yeah, no, it's because like we keep going back to it, but O line is such like up and coming, like
Yeah, it's been getting a lot of like good positive attention in the media in the last few years. Like everyone's talking about like the trenches and like how important and like more love to the O line. So what is that like in like I guess in that position finally receiving much more appreciation than it had in the past?
I mean, it definitely feels good. You see those guys that I mean, like in the NFL, you got these guys that are buying like gifts for their O-linemen
hmm
just to show their appreciation, and even like Joe and Hinden, they did that for us too.
what'd they get you?
Uh, Hinden, I think, got the whole OL watches,
Ooh,
Ooh,
and then Joe got everybody headphones.
that's
nice,
nice. That's nice.
nice.
So do you keep that type of stuff, or like is that back home with
Absolutely,
you?
absolutely.
Yeah,
It's,
that's
it's actually they're both actually right over on my desk.
yeah.
Nice.
So you were part of the Orange Bowl team, and you were part of the bowl game team this year too, right? And so
Yeah.
this isn't super validated, but like we've read about how you guys get gifts like they'll like you guys will like get rings. They'll give you like whole new bowl game gear, and like
Yeah.
you guys will get like headphones or like maybe like something nice. So what's that entire week like for you guys? Go bowl game week.
And just treat it like any other practice.
Okay, all right. So it's
So the structure of how we do things really didn't change that much.
yeah. Do you guys get rings? Like you have an orange? Do you have an Orange Bowl ring? Or
Yes, I have an Orange Bowl and my Citrus Bowl ring.
oh, what are they? Are they like big championship rings? Or are they like smaller?
Uh, one sec.
Ooh,
Pulling it out
he's
on
about to
camera.
flex. He's about to flex on us. Like,
Get these things. So this is the Orange Bowl, and this one is the Citrus. Right. Yeah. So I got the Orange Bowl ring right here.
whoa,
So that's the Orange Bowl ring.
wow.
That's nice.
Does it have your name? It has your name too, doesn't it?
Yep.
Like
Name
Grant.
name and number,
That's nice.
and then the
Very
year,
nice.
and the
That looks
plaque
cool.
for the right there.
That looks very cool.
And here's a Citrus Bowl one.
Oh, more of that like old style vibe to it. So
Yeah.
you
And then
ever
same
wear
sort
those?
of.
You ever like wear them out anywhere, or they stay safe?
Sometimes they usually stay safe.
Yeah, I've
I don't
seen.
feel like losing. I don't feel like losing something like that.
Yeah, it's valid. And so what's the gear haul for you guys like overall?
Like almost we get gear pretty often, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
very like almost my entire wardrobe right now is just Tennessee gear.
yeah.
It's crazy.
And you guys get like the shoes and the cleats and like do players choose to wear can they wear their own cleats or do they have to wear the cleats assigned to you?
It's team cleats because it's this whole thing like it's not really it's less of the individuality thing.
Yeah. So
It's more so the medical reasons behind them. Because like they've tested and done the research on these shoes to give us the best
oh,
chance.
that's okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you're wearing other shoes that they really don't have any information on,
Okay.
they
I get
can't
what
tell
you're saying.
if they don't know if you're more likely to slip an ankle in them or something like
Okay.
that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
get
more
what
of a
you're saying.
medical reason than an
Yeah.
individuality reason.
Okay. All right.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So you have a favorite like piece of gear right now, like the quarter zip or the pullover, something that you're really loving that Tennessee rolls out, or just you like all of it?
My favorite would probably have to be the jacket that we got. I'm not sure how recent it was, but it was fairly recent. I think it was. But yeah, it's a black jacket with our numbers right there on the shoulder
Ooh,
Ooh,
that's
that's cool.
nice. It's nice.
and a T on the other one.
Oh, T for tackle or
Tennessee.
oh,
They
It's
got
got
that
the
one
Tennessee.
too.
my
Come
bad. I
on.
get it. That's my
I
bad.
was
That's
like,
my
bro.
bad.
I
That's
was
my
like, this
bad.
our school.
Yeah, I was about to ask you a question about the OL room. That's why. So when you're talking about the OL room, and you guys are all like probably we see OLs like guys who are vocal. They're leaders on offense. So in that room itself, there's probably how many guys are there? Like 10, 11,
Try 21.
21? Yeah. And so who's like the big leader of that room?
Coop.
Coop? Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Cooper Mays and Omari Thomas or
D line.
Omari's on D-line?
Yeah.
Amari's a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, he was the Bama game guy.
Oh, I was reading about
big tackle.
yeah. We were trying to get Omari on the show yesterday, so we were just trying to I was like looking at his Instagram and stuff. It's my bad. So Coop's the big leader, and his brother is in Carolina,
Cade
right?
Mays. Yep. Panthers.
And so what was it like playing with him?
Cooper. Cade.
Yeah, both. Cooper's the
I
one
didn't
that's
get
here.
didn't get to play with Cade. He left He left a year before I got there.
Okay. And Cooper's there now.
Yeah, Coop's there right now.
And what's he like?
He's just a great guy.
Okay.
Like awesome personality.
Mm-hmm.
He'll joke around with you, but he knows when it's time to be serious.
Yeah, time knows when it's time to lock in.
Yep.
That's great. That's I didn't know you guys had 21 though. And so dang.
Transfers and freshmen.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And then you guys need linemen for like the field goal unit. And
Yeah.
do starters go out on the field goal unit or no?
Nah, not usually.
Not usually.
Not unless craps hit the fan.
Oh man, that's super great. Do you want to play the?
Yeah. So we normally play Weddle on the podcast a lot. I don't know if you've played before. It's like I can share my screen.
It's. Have you heard of Wordle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Wordle, but with NFL players.
So we got Weddle.
Probably not gonna be too good at that one.
It's all good. We've had like a lot of people on. Have you heard of Roman Harper? He's on SEC Network now, but he used to be an All-Pro corner for the Saints. And
I gotcha.
yeah. So we like doing it with everyone, And so
I gotcha.
it's basically like a short like minute segment. We'll clip it here, but we let our guests pick the first guest. So if you have like a favorite guy in the NFL that you want to go, maybe one of your former teammates, but when the segment starts, we'll ask you who you want to go with, and then you can just tell us who you want to go with.
I gotcha.
All right. So you ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
What is good, y'all? Welcome back to Boothside Sports. We have the GOAT, Brian Grant, with us right now. Check out his full podcast on YouTube, but we're going to be playing a Weddle with him right now, easy mode. Brian, who's our first guest today?
Let's go with an old teammate, Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright. All right. Oh, it's only offense. It's
I
only
realized that this game, unfortunately, does not appreciate linemen.
Yeah. It's got to be offensive skill players.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I know. We'll create a lineman guessing game just for you guys.
No love for the big guys.
One day.
No love for the big guys.
They do it. I think hard mode has them all.
Yeah, hard mode. So once we get through this one, we can guess your lineman on the next one.
I gotcha. I'm trying to think. Let's just go Tom Brady.
Okay. Oh, Tom Brady's retired.
It's all recent.
It's
players,
current.
Oh, come on.
We're not,
Hey, hold up though. Is Tom Brady the GOAT? Is Tom Brady the GOAT? Yes. Right. Yes. All right.
I'm not starting that argument.
Yeah.
He's a Patriots
I'm
fan.
I'm a Pats fan. That's why. So he's the GOAT.
I'm not starting that
He's the
argument.
GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
All right.
All right.
I mean, we can always go with like Hendon or something.
Hendon, Jalen.
Yeah, let's just go with Hendon.
All right.
Let's
do it.
All right.
Right there.
All right. He's
There we go.
AFC North.
And NFC North.
Or sorry, NFC North.
So that's the green means it's the correct division. Yellow means it's near the correct thing, so it's near jersey number 2. But it is another skill player in the NFC. It's not Detroit.
Oh, you want to go Christian Watson?
On the
Packers.
it's under 6'3"?
Yeah. Christian or go him, Dobbs.
He's on the Niners right now, isn't he?
Romeo Dobbs?
Oh, Romeo Dobbs. I was like, Josh Dobbs? What are you talking about?
Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah, okay.
They got Tennessee on the brain, huh?
Oh yeah.
A little bit. I was like,
yeah. All right. Let's go.
Oh, it's a wide receiver.
Okay, wide receiver,
and it's on the Vikings or the Bears, and he's under 24.
Under 24. Jordan
under
Addison.
6. Yeah, that's probably the
Jordan Addison.
Addison's
He's been in the
right.
news a lot lately, man. Hey,
there it
look
is.
at that.
There it
Got
is.
it.
Hey, third time's a charm.
Yeah, that's probably the record time we've gotten it in with the guest on. All right, so let's go.
They normally turn out to be super hard players
Yeah.
we've never heard of.
Yeah. So we got all right, let's go into hard mode.
Let's do the daily
And-
hard.
All right.
All
So,
right.
all right. What is good, y'all? Welcome back to Boothside Sports. We got the Daily Weddle Hard. We got the GOAT, Brian Grant, on with us. If you want to see his full podcast with a lot of funny snippets, check it out on YouTube or Spotify. Brian, you can pick any of your offensive lineman buddies this time. Who are you going to go with?
Darnell.
Darnell Wright. Hey, show some love to the big guy right here. Oh,
We got it's an
So-
O-line.
Hey, it's an OL.
okay. Offensive lineman.
is in the AFC.
offensive lineman in the AFC. Joe Tooney.
Oh, he's actually shorter than 6'8".
He's shorter than
Yeah.
6'8". It's a 6'4",
Probably,
6'5" guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So we got the height right, and
we've got so he's in the AFC. It's not the AFC
AFC.
West, and he's above 31.
Okay, so it's an older lineman in the AFC.
AFC
Hmm.
lineman.
Let's see. Is anybody on the Texans? That's older.
No, because most of the guys are young.
Yeah.
Tunsil's the
Oh,
oldest. He's like 26.
Let's go. Isaiah
27.
Wynn.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's on the Pats.
Oh,
The age may not be right. I want to see if
what's
it's
his? Is it Isaiah
yeah, and then W. Yeah.
Wynn?
Yeah. Oh,
He's on Miami now.
Okay, so it's a Miami offensive lineman.
Oh
Does anybody know offensive lineman on Miami? Brian, do you by any chance know any Miami offensive lineman? I don't
All
know.
I know is Robert Hunt left.
Unfortunately, not.
Yeah, I don't know any
Hunt
Miami.
left.
We may be cooked.
We
on
may
it.
be cooked
All
on
right,
this one. All
Uh,
right, so
I'm gonna Google it.
Is it
Miami.
bad? I'm tempted just to pull it up on my iPad.
Yeah, Miami offensive.
sometimes you
Yeah,
can look down without giving it away.
Sometimes you cook the Weddle, and sometimes the Weddle cooks you. It's a part of life, you know. So
They have an offensive lineman they just got too.
really,
Yeah, I think they got someone like recently, and it's someone we
okay.
should know.
Oh, Teron. Oh, Teron Armstead. We should
yeah, that's
know
who
that.
it is. I was like, I saw it.
Ah, he's
Armstead,
pretty
bro.
well known too.
Yeah,
Hey, look
there
at
it
that!
is.
Look at
Nice,
that! Look at
nice.
that! We'll cut out the part where we Googled it out.
All
Right.
right.
That's nice, man. So you got any questions, Sahil?
I think we've asked everything we were looking for.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd like to share with us? Any
Yeah.
extra?
Oh, ask him the end question, the advice one.
Oh, yeah. So this is something we ask because
Everybody.
we've had we had a former WNBA player and stuff on. So we ask like kind of everyone this. It's like if you had any advice for either a younger version of you, or just young like O-linemen or people who are young football players.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. If you were to tell someone what they could do to get to your position playing O lineman at an SEC school, what would you tell them?
Ooh. I feel like the biggest thing for me is just don't take anything for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't think just because you're here one day, you won't be somewhere else the next. And from personal experience, you never really know when something could take you out of the game
Yeah.
for a little bit. And especially when a lot of athletes can probably attest to this. When they get that injury that takes them out for a little bit, it's hard to just sit there and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But just appreciate it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Appreciate it and enjoy it while you have it, because you never know when you're gonna have to hang the helmet up.
Yeah. And last question. If you have one favorite play from your career, because we could probably find it and crop it up top for you and post it, with you talking about it. But what would that play be?
Ooh. probably boot type plays, because I ain't gotta do that much. I take 3 running steps to the left and settle up, and the
Yeah.
QB's over on the other side of the field.
Yeah, you just gotta protect his blind side there.
Yeah.
But I know it's great, man. Thank you so much for having us. We only have 128 followers right now, man, but we're the hustling type of guys, and
Thanks for having me, man.
we're gonna keep going, and hopefully we get there together. All right, we're rooting for you, bro. Keep going, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, and if you've got any other teammates that would
Yeah,
like to come on,
hey, you got any other friends, your roommates like what they see on here? Be completely honest with them about our style and what we do, and
I got you.
we'd really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you, man. Take care.
perfect. I'm gonna
Take
stop
care.
this recording.